Great, I forgot I had to go share. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I am live. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. I had to eat some food, and then I also had to go pick up some mail. So I'm sorry I came a little late. I'm just letting people know in the Facebook group that we're live. I hope everybody is doing well. Just letting people know in my group that I'm live. Letting everybody know that I'm live, so that's where they know in the Facebook group. Hello to the one person here. I hope everybody's well. Today we will be hopefully finishing up Trome Reese by Maria Troll. That's this book. This book is also known as Vivi Needs a Friend. I think that was the original title of this book. I bought this book off of Amazon UK, not Printworks. The original Printworks market used to sell this book, so I think there are a few sellers online, like in Etsy, and maybe a few of the international sites like Focus might still sell this. I'm not 100% sure where you can get the book now, so because now it gets hard to find them. So this is Light Peach. Yes, today we're using pencils, not markers. Yes, I do use pencils, so I'm sorry I'm running a little late. I had to eat a little bit. I had to eat some food, so Saturdays are going to be unusual depending on circumstances. If we have enough time, we'll color in Fairy Miracles. That's the next book to color in. If you want, guys, I'll move the camera closer so that way you can see what I'm doing. This is Prisma. Hi, Lily. How are you? Hope everything is well with you. Yes, we are using Christmas today. This is Carmine Red. This is the little sharpener. This is called a moped sharpener. It has two things. I'm good. Hi, Michelle. How are you, Michelle? I know Michelle was calling me before going, am I going live? I go, yes, I'm going live. So this is Carmine Red and the Christmas that we're using. I did get some interested mail, not coloring related mail. I did get my diamond painting, which I've been waiting about. I think I ordered it back in February, so it finally came today. But it was held up in shipping, and you guys know why it was held up in shipping. So I finally got it. Hopefully I'll be able to do an unboxing of that. And no, it's not a Diamond Art Club. That's fast for the package to be there. So hopefully I can do an unboxing of that at some point. But I have to finish the Victoria Moon painting that I'm doing, the diamond painting. Been doing that a little bit off camera. I had a hard time with the reading the symbols on the Victoria Moon. So what I did at nighttime, what I've been doing, or when I'm doing the diamond painting, I'm putting a light pad on the certain area so I can see what the codes are a lot better. So it's been helping me to have the light pad. If you do diamond painting, you do need the light pad a little bit because some paintings get very, like, you're like, this is so tiny, I can't even read it. So it gets like that, so it's not a bad thing to have a light pad, so I was really happy to get it. Yeah, I saw in my email I had a roll, and I'm like, what is this? What is it? What's a roll? And I go, oh, that must be the diamond painting. Because when they ship them, they sometimes roll them, like like a poster roll. So I was like, oh, that must be my diamond painting that I got from what's the company? Pretty Neat Creative. So, and don't worry, guys, we got this book too. So yeah, hardcovers. I did a lot. I was going through my finished pages stack, and we got a lot. I did get 3 new Copics. I did put them on the sheet though, so they're already back. BB11, Fluorescent Violet 2. These are the 3 new colors: BB11, Fluorescent V2, and Tender Pink RB13. Those are the new colors. They're already away in the jar. So that was about all the stuff that I got today. No Color in Heaven magazine yet. It'll be my last one on the subscription plan. So, which is a little sad, but it's also understandable. Orange. Don't worry, I'm picking another green. It is coming along. Things happen. We do parrot green. No, I'm glad everything is not coming at once, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. I like using the Prismas because they're good pencils. I think sometimes, it just depends on the person you are with them because, sometimes you have a harder pressure. For harder people who have harder pressure like myself, it's hard to learn to be lighter with these pencils. But once you learn how to be lighter with these pencils, it's a lot easier. They become a lot of fun once you learn how to layer and blend with them. They're so much fun to blend with. Kelly Green. I like the castle arts, I'll tell you that. Castle arts are nice. I like the castle arts more than I like the Arteezas. The Arteezas, they're nice. Good. The Arteeza pencils that I have are the original set of the extra set of 72, not the extra set of 120. And, here's the thing. If I had never tried the Arteezas and didn't know what their brand was like, I'd probably get the 120. But since I have so many pencils, I really don't. Oh, I don't think I have that Disney. I don't have many Disney books, but I do have like maybe a few in my thing. I think maybe 4 or 5 Disney books in total. Cloud Blue. Maybe because this is fantasy, I don't have to match the colors exactly. Oh, not those. I do a picture. I tend to. These are the brand brands. These are not as well known as some of the other brands. That's light ochre. That may be too dark. That's olive green. That could work. What is this? Gray green. Which color, guys? I think the gray green. Yellow would go nice with it too because it doesn't conflict with anything. too much. I'm like looking at the yellow and then I'm looking at the gray thing because there's already so much yellow green in it. That the light ochre would be a better color. Yeah, but I don't want to overpower the green. I think the yellow. Hold on, guys. I gotta move up the camera. Gotta. The yellow looks better actually, Michelle. If you look at it, yeah, we don't want too much green because it overpowers it. See, the yellow makes the green pop more. The other, the other green would have made it too dark. I was watching yesterday a limited series on Netflix called Waco. Yeah, if you don't remember Waco or Ruby Bridge, Waco was the Branch Davidians who were led under by David Koresh, and it made them look like the people who were in the Branch Davidians look like people, like real people, isn't it? The yellow's nice. These are my Lyra Rembrandts. What happened to those people was not, but they made the series makes them look a lot better. Yeah, what happened to them in Waco was terribly sad. Yeah, there were a lot of things that I didn't know or had forgotten about during that the series reminded me of. So I was kind of a little surprised by who they cast in the roles, and it was actually really, really good because it has Michael Shannon in it, Rory Culkin, Melissa Benoit in it. If you guys don't remember who Melissa Benoit is, she was in Glee, and then she became Supergirl in CW Supergirl's show. So it was very different to see that portrayal. I think we're definitely going to need a background for the sky. That's going to be blue, so don't worry about it. Yeah, you remember it, Michelle. It's a terrible tragedy. But I do tell you that I was happy to get some mail today. You know, when you get mail, you always get happy. I am very happy to get the diamond painting because I've been waiting for it for a while. I'm still working on the Victoria Moon. And that's a piece that's going to take me a long time to do. It's not like an easy thing because I'm also working. Sometimes I work on camera with that painting, and then sometimes I work off camera with that. Oh, Lordy. Oh, the most frustrating part is when you track your package and they say, man, it was delivered, but then it's not delivered yet to your guys who are downstairs, like your doorman, and it's not in your mailbox yet. You're like, oh. So Amazon guys will say it's delivered when it's not delivered because it's still on their way. And you're like, why does they say my package is delivered when it hasn't come to my building yet? So that becomes a frustrating part of it, too. Sometimes you have to do this because if you're doing edge work. This is a picture that was completely done on camera from start to finish, even though I had a few streams where I wanted to do something else. And no, I have not gotten my new Color in Heaven magazine yet. It's the last one that I have in the subscription. After that, I'll have to buy them individually. But at this point, I just want to see them before I decide if I actually want to buy them because there have been a few issues where I'm like, I didn't really like them. I didn't like the artist that much. Or I'm like, I think there was like one or two that I didn't really feel. Like, I love the Gothic Alchemy one. Thought that one was beautiful. Yeah, that's number 61, I believe. Because each issue has an issue number on it. So, his images are very pretty. My favorite one lily that they did of all the Color in Heavens so far has been the Gothic Alchemy one. You know, now, guys, a lot of you asked me, do I have the Momo Girl edition? I did have the Momo Girl, but since I already had the two books for Momo Girl, I didn't see that it was right to keep that issue. I gave that to somebody else because they couldn't. I believe I had it as a contest because I didn't believe it was right to have three copies. And almost all the images that were in that issue of Color in Heaven was pictures from the first two Momo Girls books. So I didn't feel it was right to keep that, and I gave it to somebody else. But a lot of people cannot get those books, so it was kind of like some books are hard to get. The Dark Fantasy is the Neris Carrera one. I think the Michelangelo one was Gothic Fairies, if I'm not mistaken. I like that one too. You know, for a long time, Michelangelo, a lot of you forget this, for a long time, Michelangelo didn't have coloring books. she had done what a lot of Etsy people do, is that she would sell packs on her Etsy store, so people would buy them digitally and then print them out on paper. Now I think it was, who introduced me to Micah Jelena? Was that Shalene? It probably was Shalene who introduced me to Micah Jelena. But the nice thing about Color in Heaven is that it gives you a taste of what's out there as far as independent artists. Like, I never knew about Lemon Shortbread. And one of my favorite pictures from the Halloween issue that they did last year was the Lemon Shortbread pictures. She was new to me, and I really like that style of art. Galena Heshe, who does that anime woodland manga style of books. I found her through Coloring Ideas. You definitely are getting the Hannah Carlson one, the Dreamtime special. And I forget which one. I might have put the animal one in there. Well, I think they have to come to some kind of licensing agreement. Is what I'm been told about how it works. And they have artists lined up for at least 6 to 8 months in advance. Excuse me, guys, while I sharpen this up. Hi, Carol. We're finishing up Throne Reads, and then when we're done with that, we'll be doing Fairy Miracles. Today we're doing pencil work. I was coloring with my Christmas a little earlier in the stream, but now we're coloring with my Lyra Rembrandts. The best way, honest to God, guys, if you're going to buy spare prismas, the best way to buy them is go to Dick Blick, the store, when the stores open up and they allow you back into the art stores. The best way to buy them is to buy them either 6 Prismacolor pencils for $1.29 each. That was what they charged me the last time I went to the art store for my Prismas to get spare ones of them. Or they have 12 for like $1.19 each. That's the best way to shop for Prismas if you're going to get spare Prismas. But if you order online, Jackson's is good for international. Blix is good for local. Amazon is iffy. You don't have that stuff. What do you have, Miss Michelle? Do you have a Michaels? I asked if you have a Michaels because sometimes they sell the Christmas in stock. Sometimes they don't. I have a Michaels, but I don't go there because I don't like the checkout line too much. The checkout line takes longer than me actually getting my stuff. Michelle, see if you can order them in a small set, the colors that you need. And see if the store will give you a discount. Now we have a nice blue. Cloud blue is beautiful, but Let's see what we have here in the blues. Sky blue. Which color, everybody? Light blue, sky blue, and aquamarine. I really like the aquamarine. It's a really nice way of doing it. I think we'll go with aquamarine. And these two you can order open stock. To me, if I can't have a pencil that I can order open stock, it's a little sad because then I don't get to use them as much. Like that's the thing about the Black Widows in the Castle Watch right now, that they don't sell them open stock. But I know there's a plan to try and get the Black Widows in open stock. And I heard they're expanding with 2 more sets of pencils, the Black Widows. And you're also getting a pencil case with the pencils that I sent you, Michelle. I tell you, you can hear everything here. It's so quiet now here. It's not even funny. You can hear when someone drops a penny almost in this place. You know, for the longest time, you'd always have people coming by and doing things. But it's been a really pretty day. Like when I've gone outside to do stuff, just to walk around a little bit, it's just beautiful out. I even went out there earlier today without a coat on. That's how nice it was. So sometimes I do background, sometimes I do not do background. So these are the pieces of paper. I ordered them by mistake, thinking that they were bigger pieces of paper from our first stuff, and then when I got them, I was kind of disappointed because I was like, this is not what I thought they would be. But then I found a use for them. So sometimes you don't get always the thing that you order, or they mislead you into buying something that you didn't intend to buy. But you find ways to make it work. At least I do. I find ways to make everything work. Wow, 12 of you and only 5 thumbs up. Come on, guys. Give me a thumbs up. If you can. I'm just making sure that I didn't miss anything in the little nooks and crannies here. There's a lot of little nooks and crannies. Thank you, Miss Michelle. Remember, next weekend is the Mermaid Streamathon, so keep that in mind. That's gonna be Belinda's hosting it, and I don't know who else is doing it, but I know there's a few people who are part of the Streamathon. So remember to visit those people if you can get a chance to do it. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming because there might be a lot of people streaming when I want to stream next weekend. So I don't know if I'm actually going to be streaming next weekend when that's going on. I don't like iced coffee. I'm not really a big fan of it. Every once in a while I'll have it if if it's really hot and I'm like, that's the only drink on the menu that I know. Like let's say an iced French vanilla latte. That I know because I know what that has in it. So it's not like things. What flavor of iced coffee do you love? I always like to know what people like to drink and eat. Always like to know what people like to drink and eat. Mm. What's funny is those are my favorite flavors in regular coffee. Really. So we have finished our picture and drone race. I am very happy that we finished it. So now I know there's a book you all want me to color from, and it's not Fairy Miracles. This will require some fine lines in it. Little hairs. The dolphins. Uh-huh. What is my Russian nesting dolls? For whatever reason, I seem to be drawn to this page. I thought I was going to do the sneaker page, but I think I want to do this. We'll do this instead. I think Michelle's going to be a little surprised. Aren't they cute, the Russian wrestling dolls? I think we'll start the nesting house. Aren't they? This is light blue. Oh, guys. Sometimes you have to empty things out. I move my garbage can closer to the desk. Michelle should know this picture very well. Shouldn't you, Michelle? Let's see if Michelle knows this picture. You're not supposed to tell her. That's okay. I don't think I'm going to do a background for every picture because, doing a background is a lot of work, Michelle. Different people do different things. I don't really want to do the fairy miracles, but I think next weekend I might do something for what's called Mermaid, even though I'm not part of the official group doing things in it. Michelle should know this because she did this picture live on her stream. So I'm really happy you did that. Get purple flowers. And purple, purple, brown, or red. Hi Jen. We finished doing drone race. The picture that I was working in drone race by Maria Trolle, and now we're working in Kirby's World Within Worlds. I'm doing the Russian nesting dolls. This will be my first picture in this book. As you guys know, next month is also Kirby month, so next week's stream might be Mermaid. Even though I'm not officially part of it, I did download a few images for the event, so we'll see what we're doing. Well, I should say I purchased some packs off of it, so I don't know who I'm going to do. I'm probably going to do Dawn Davidson because I just like her style, but I've seen a lot of pretty things from Monia Gates. But I'll see which image speaks to me for next week's thing, because even though I'm not officially part of it, doesn't mean that I still can't participate. This is a Lyra Rembrandt Polycolor. This color happens to be the light blue color. So we're using our Rembrandts today. There's not a lot of purples in this set, actually. Magenta and cinnamon. This is cinnamon. Cinnamon is a nice brown color. What is not for you? This is magenta. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice set. I bought all my Copics individually. I got three new ones in. I bought FB2. These are the new colors on the chart. FB2, which I was told to get this, and then I was told to get VB11. And then someone told me in an earlier stream to get RV13, which is tender pink, fluorescent violet, and then something called softel violet. They have a lot of nice browns and greens in them. So, I noticed with some sets that they concentrate more on reds and pinks, and then other sets concentrate more on browns and greens. Having a few sets of pencils is actually a good thing. Not to say that to you that you can't make your pencils work, but for me, if I was to really go down and break it down, I'd say Prismas are number one in selection of colors because they have a lot of different colors in different sets. Like they have a lot of yellows, they have a lot of reds, they have a lot of greens, they have a few pinks. I do not have mallow in the Copics yet. It hasn't come. I think the thing is right now they're having problem keeping it in stock on Amazon, and Blick is not selling a whole lot of the Copics online right now, or the refills online, because I think they're retooling them. So getting some of the refills for Copics is hard. I hear they're retooling the Copics to be I'll have to remember that. I put that in my list of things to get. It's in my list right now. It's just like, I got to be careful what I get. Because right now I'm on a limited income, so all the stuff I get is before all this craziness happened. And I don't think I'm going to be getting as many coloring books in going forward. When you're on a limited budget, you have to be careful what you spend. Magenta. Oh, tell Jackie I said hello. Hello to Jackie, the worker. Well, today we're using pencils. Yesterday we did not have a good time with our Copics since they went all over my hands, so hence I don't like when my markers go all over my hands. So today we are doing pencil work. And maybe some fine minor work if I get past enough. Purple is a really nice thing. I just wish there were more purples in the, like pure purples in the Copic set. Because you notice that the purples in the Copics are either like reddish purplish, bluish purplish, or like a pinkish purplish. They're not pure purple. And also, guys, as some of you know, me and my mother are having some issues with the computer, so it's pretty much looking like me and my mother are gonna I'm probably gonna go halfway in with my mother on a new computer. You know, I do like Kirby's books, but they're very detailed, so I have to have an idea what I'm going to do with them when I do them. I'm going to try to stream more during the week, guys, if I can. But sometimes there's so many people streaming right now that it gets hard to stream, and you don't want to be, you know, I don't want to come in and ruin somebody else's stream. And then other people say, well, you should stream anyway. But I don't want to stream when there's like 4 or 5 people streaming. That just seems to me like there's too much. Plus, you know, when there's that many people streaming, that they don't realize this, but they're taking up a lot of bandwidth and they're putting pressure on the server. So keep that in mind. Okay. What color should we make the inside of this doll? I don't think yellow would work on that because purple goes only with a few colors like a light blue, pink, red. Keep that in mind. I'm thinking a blue, but a different shade of blue. I think we're going to do blue. No. Right now, Lily, this is the only set of lines that I have, the 12 set of pastels. But, as some of you guys know, I did order a set of 50 Holbein pastels. They're not here yet, so I will have more colors coming soon, hopefully in May. This is when they told me I'm getting them sometime in May. I was given an estimate of May 5th to May 22nd that I will get more pastel colors. Yeah, they have a set of Holbein's have a set of 50 pastel colors. So the thing is, right now I can't afford to get the full set. So well, I could, but I need that money for all the projects that I'm saving up to do. I'm now setting up the money to save up for a new computer, a possible trip later on in the year. So I want to make sure that I have enough money set aside for other things, guys. So it's not like I'm just These are my colors that I have so far in the Copic. So remember, there are 355 colors total in the Copic. So these are the colors that I have only right now. Doesn't look like much, but you slowly build. And then these are the grays and the blacks. I don't have a whole lot of grays and blacks. So that's how I do what I know I need in the Copics and other things. And this is called Lavender Blue. This is a Holbein pastel. See, it's blue, but it's a different shade and goes very well with that purple. Thinking green and red for the outer part. I saw somebody take this photo. They took the pages out of this book and they photocopied them onto marker paper. So I saw somebody do this nesting doll in Markerville because they copied the images and then they scanned them into their computer and printed it back out on marker paper. Yeah, someone did that actually. Yeah, you can do that. You can scan the pictures into your computer if you have a scanner that's able to do that. And then they code it using markers. This is going to be pink and red. I know that's going to be pink and red, so keep that in mind. So I already know the flower's going to be red and she's going to be a red-headed doll. So what are you guys going to do this weekend? Read, diamond paint, work on reviews. Emerald green. Now this color is always a fun color for me. This is green. This is emerald green. Yeah, that's a nice book to color in. Those books is fun to color in. Well, there's some books I started coloring in pencil, and then I realized I can color them in marker. Like after seeing Anne's video in Enchanted Castles, I started coloring. I started one picture in pencil, but then I started coloring this in marker. What was I coloring before I started on stream? Started this page in mythographic Enchanted Castles. Now, some of you know I don't like the first two mythographic books, so I started doing this one, the little fairy lying on the branch in the castle. This is done completely in marker so far. So that's what I was doing before stream. Started this one in Enchanted Castles. The thing about Kirby's books is that they take a long time to color. I have a lot of finished pages, so I might end up having to do a live stream. Isn't it? I like that book. That book has some interesting pictures in it. Like, I'm not a fan of all of them, but I do like them. I think the more I color in a book, Jen, sometimes I may not like the book at first, but then when I start coloring in it, I really, really start to like the book. You guys ever have that happen where you get a book, there's one image that attracts you in it, and then you're thinking, oh, I don't really like this book, but then you start to see other people color from it, and you're like, oh, wow, I really like what they did in that book. That's what happened with this Kirby book. I saw like one or two pictures I liked, and then all of a sudden I started seeing other pictures, and I was like, oh, I like that. I think, what do I have? I think I have most of Maria Troll's books. I did order the Midnight Masquerade book from Maria Troll, but I'm going to wait till August to get it because it's just, you know what, I don't want to spend all the money on the shipping. The shipping is outrageous for the book, so I'd just rather wait for the English version of it to come out. Nothing against Hannah Carlson, but the shipping is outrageous if I order from Bocus or if I order from other places for it. It's like you like certain books, but you need to cover other things. And I'll tell you one thing I don't like about this quarantine is that I desperately need, and I'm saying this nicely, I desperately need to have I desperately want my nail salons opened up again and my hair salon. Yeah, I mean Hannah Carlson. I'm not gonna pay that ridiculous shipping. $30 for a book to the US. That's just ridiculous to pay $30 for a book. It's one of the reasons why I don't have Grazia Salvo's Wild Soul. I'd have to pay twice as much as the book costs. The book costs like 20 something dollars, right? Let's say it costs $25. But then it also costs another $25 to ship it to the US. To me, I would rather the women have a digital download of the book and I pay the $25 for a digital copy. I'd do that. I'd be willing to do that. I'm not paying the ridiculous shipping fees anymore. Don't get me wrong, I'll still pay them, but I'll only pay so much for a book. One reason why I like some of the people on Etsy a little bit more now is because they're making their books downloadable. They're making them accessible. You buy this, I'll just download the book to you rather than me having to spend all that extra money on shipping. And I don't think there's anything wrong. Oh, that sounds like that book that I would like, Luna. You know what? I mostly buy all of Maria Troll's books anyway, and Hannah Calls, and even And I will tell you that I did spend a great deal of money. I did spend a little bit more money on the Clara Makova books. The first two ones that I got, which was Magical Delights, and I forget what the second. I think what is it? Magical Delights, Wonderful Enchantments, Fairy Miracles, Fairy Miracles, and Fairy Celebrations. Only the last one, Fairy Celebrations, did I pay for the shipping. All the rest I bought on Amazon when they came out on Amazon, but the last book, every time I went on Amazon to try to get the last Clara Makova book, I couldn't do it, and I just gave in and I paid for the shipping because I was just like, I'm not going to get anywhere waiting on the Amazon copy. And some people told me the last time that they ordered from Amazon, they had a problem getting the book on time and it took months. So I was like, I'm not going to deal with that. I just bought the book on Etsy because I really, really wanted it. So I know I added a color to this. Isn't it? It's just the first doll. Isn't the second doll, you know? Here's the thing, Jen, though. With her books, they're so popular, it's so hard to wait for her books. It is really hard to wait for her books. See, I always try to put them back in the way that they came. But the thing is, they're all in number order, so this side is a little bit easier. This pencil's down to almost nothing. So that's why I decided to get the new one, the 50 set. This is mauve. I don't have much left on those. I know, but you can get a set on them off Amazon. I think, what were they, like $160? But then maybe they're 150 now. The price varies on them. Not this set, because this set that I use in messed up here with the button, but that's okay. You know, guys, a lot of times I see people stick to one brand and they're coloring, but sometimes that's a tutorial or that's a review of the color. But I use a lot of different brands when I color because I just need, there's different colors, different tones. Some are more muted than others. This mauve is such a beautiful color. I think there's a seller on Etsy that's doing individual colors and home bonds. What I think I'm going to do with the whole fun to see how I like the pastels, and then after everything next year, after this year clears up, maybe, just maybe if I have enough money left over from Christmas, I might buy a full set of home finds, or I'll do the individuals as I need them. You know, I tried to buy them from Amazon Japan and I had such a hard time. For whatever reason, my cards didn't want to go through. I couldn't understand the language. Everything keeps getting screwing up. So I had a hard time. That's not true. If someone told you that, that's not true. You know what? I've used Holbeins and not washed my hands, and I've never had an issue. So depends on the person. So, light violet. That's perfect. Now I wanted it. That's okay. This is coming out a little scratchy. This is coming out a little scratchy. It might be because I didn't sharpen it. The thing about the virus, guys, sometimes on some of those the pencils, they come out scratchy. This color is particularly coming out scratchy. I don't know why. You guys can't see it on the screen, but they are getting scratchy on this. This is light violet. I like to try to keep the colors as similar as we can. There's a really nice blue in my Pablos. I was never told that. Really nice light blue in this set. And my Pablos. This, even though they say light green, it's really like a bluish green. One little doll can take a long time because there's a lot of intricacies in it. Yeah, and I can use this for color your hoard, this picture. I want to try and keep the schemes of the Russian dolls, the little nested dolls, the same colors. I want to try and do a, what you call each doll will be a different color palette. So this way we don't like mix up all the colors. I mean, I think there'll be some crossover with some of the colors, but I want to try and keep the nested doll theme similar. If that makes any sense to anybody. Purple pink. This is a problem. I know, I like this because this is not going to be a one stream thing. I like Russian dolls. When I was young, I used to get them as little presents, and there would be little things in each doll. Like, yeah, they would have dolls, but sometimes you remember those dolls that you got as a kid, which were Russian nesting dolls. You know, you get remove one, and then there'd be a little prize, or you would remove all of them until you got to the last one, and then there was a whole bunch of stuff in the last one. You might remember getting those gifts as kids. You know, I saw Michelle Lee. Yes, Michelle Lee. I saw Michelle Lee do this picture, and I was like, I want to do those pictures first. Then I saw the dragon with eye picture that Tanya and Mary wanted to do. I saw them do that. Then I saw this picture. I'm going to flip to the last picture, the last two. I think the last two are what? The sneakers? See, this one in the back is going to require fine liners. But then there's this one with the sneakers. I saw a lot of people do this picture. This color is turquoise green. Me and my mother thinking about going to Target tomorrow to get some stuff, like the items that we always have problems with, and we're like, me and my mother are wondering if we're paying too much on when we go to Drain Reed things. Because I went to Chinatown and I like after the appointment, I went and got some stuff, and the gloves were a third of what I would normally pay. Um, my aspirin was half the price of what I pay in Drain Reed. So we're wondering if maybe if we go to the big box stores like Target, maybe we could get some stuff that's a little bit cheaper. The doll, fun to color. Yeah, I know, right? You start liking the pictures. You're going, well, I really don't like coloring castles, but everybody's pictures are coming out so beautiful that you want to give it a whirl. Mm-hmm. No, this is a very dark blue, but this is called Gentine blue. It's a really pretty blue. What was this? Wires, polys. I don't think I have my Christmas in it yet, but we will for the face. Looks like a blue, purple, and green one. Well, it's okay when other people color in them, and then you're like, wow, I want to color in those too. Those look awesome. And all my Russian dolls are going to be brunettes. Just to let you know, I like my brunettes. Hi, sexy Shara. We finished that picture in Drone Race, and now we're doing the nesting doll picture in World Within Worlds. Yes, I'm starting Kirby early. Next weekend is the mermaid picture thon, so I might do a picture from that since I downloaded some images. I'm not part of it, but doesn't mean that I can't do a picture from the set. Well, who knows? Maybe I'll find a mermaid man or a mermaid in one of the Kirby books. And you guys know plenty of mermaid books. And now face. So we tried to keep the colors universal. Well, guess what? I can do skin tone with the problems too. Cream. And the Holbein pastels have skin tones in them. I found some. I'm going to practice that. And I get them. So you can do that too with them. Granite rose. Salmon pink. Apricot. That's very weird. I thought I had a pencil, a skin tone pencil in here. No, I do not. I gotta clean that with a pencil. I'm another set to finish this. To finish the skin tone. With my nectar. Looking for my nectar. It's not an easy color to find. Nectar. I'm just going to go very lightly with this color. I don't need it too much. And then finally light peach. I had them growing up as kids. I would get them for, you know, presents or a prize, this would be in the Nesting Dolls. I remember one girl one time when I was in high school got this whole Nesting Doll, and she got like a $50 Amazon gift card. Was it in college? I think no, it was in college that she got it. And I got my diamond painting, which I've been waiting for almost 3 months for now, Shara. Yeah, it was like in Connecticut for almost a month. And you know why I was being held up. And I can even do skin tone with that Black Widow skin tones too, if I need to. That's This took me a little bit longer than I thought it would take me to do the doll, to tell you the truth. But I wanted to keep the color palette. I like to keep a color palette when I do this. I was going to do this with the dolls, but I think I might have to do the colors different. This is called my I was going to make them all brown here. I don't think I'm doing that now. Different. Aren't they? I love doing images that I like. I think this may be my favorite collection that Kirby has ever done of books. Pink little cheeks. You all know I love my whole lines. What color is this? Oh, loonies. Let's see how loonies work. I think Kirby may have a fairy and a mermaid in another book. He may not have it in this, but he may have it in another book. Not yet. We won't use this yet. We'll put it in my extras though. This is crimson red, so this is going to be a darker red. Look how tiny my prisma is. Yes, tiny, tiny little prismas. wish you can tell that my Christmas getting used. And don't worry, I have a box of extra Christmas over there. I should say it instead of. Depends on the paper. Here's the thing about the luminance. And I'm going to say something that a lot of people aren't going to like who use the luminance. I find that the luminance, depending on the paper, can be either really smooth or really, really scratchy. That I find that the luminance pencils do not work on Create Space paper at all. They're really scratchy on Create Space paper. I have found what works best on Create. Well, it depends on the paper, Charlotte. Because if you do them in a higher quality book, like something like, let's say, a like if you're doing it in something like a Linda Ravenscroft book, they're not that bad on that paper. For whatever reason, if the higher grade of paper that you use them on, they work out really well. But the cheaper papers, not so well. They don't like my Johanna Basford paper. For whatever reason, I can't use my luminance on the Johanna Basford books at all. They do not work very well on that. The browns are okay in the luminance on it, but other colors are not. For whatever reason, I just find that I can use the browns on them, but not the other things. Like, I think they made certain pencils work on certain papers. So the luminance are based on paper. Like, my Sohos do not like the color it books at all. Momo Girl is done on a Korean paper, so the paper is thinner. What works on Momo Girl, surprisingly, what pencils work on that is my Tombow Irritant work really well on that. The Prismas work well on that, and the Pablos work well on that. The Schriftler Farbens work really well on the Romantic Country books, surprisingly. My Prismas, I have to not be so hard-handed when I work on the Romantic Countries books. They can work in the Romantic Countries, but you have to be really careful with how you work on the Prismas with them. Well, that's because of the paper. Oh my god, it's nothing to do with the colors themselves. It's the paper that's making them scratchy. Some pencils work really well on some paper, and some pencils do not work well on paper. Keep that in mind when you're coloring with them. Now, I wasn't planning on doing this book, but then, I went back and watched some videos on YouTube, and then I was like, I have to do that, the Russian nest in the house. And that's the picture I'll be working on. And I might do a live stream where I just do the finished pages for this month, and I've done quite a lot of pictures this month. My Holbeins don't work very. Everybody's saying that the Holbeins work really well in the Create Space books, but I've not been one to test that theory out yet. So the Holbeins are working very well in this paper. That's an idea. That's a project for somebody. Maybe Color Claire would do that. This is ice cream. Just an idea. Stay tuned. Soho pencils do not work well with the color. Well, I find for glossy paper like the coloring books that the markers work best. The creative books, pocket paper. So for things like Johanna Bassett's books, the Prismas work okay. Fine liners work even better if they stay the fine liners. Depends on what you like, you know? Not everybody likes the same thing. Isn't it a nice green? It's like a greenish blue, though. You know, like it's a bluish green. I'm gonna do the flowers and then we're gonna call it quits, guys. I'm just gonna do the flowers, the roses. And this is pomegranate in a prisma. I'll probably stream again on Tuesday. Because you know on Sunday I don't stream. Intense are very nice. If you don't know how to control the water shower. The idea is smart how to the intense not to do too much. My first time doing intense I ruined stuff in the Dust Ocean book. I still gotta finish that picture, but I gotta do it with the watercolor, but doing that has to be done when I have time to do it, you know what I mean? Guys, finally found a picture where it'll take me more than one stream to do. You know, I love the Color in Heaven books too. The magazines. Those are really nice magazines. I might not get my book till this week. Roses are done. Okay. What happens when you're working with multiple brands? You have to try to pink. This is pink. You know, people say, "Oh, I can't get my pencils working right in this book because they're terrible." There's one book I didn't get because I heard so many stories about this book being horrible to color. There's another book. I didn't get Irene, which is a Nicholas book, because everybody who has that book tells me that they can't color with anything on that book. I go, not even Crayolas. One looks like she go try her Crayolas, her Prismas, her Polys, her Luminance, her Pablos on that book. She could not color that book for anything in the world. And you know what she had to color that book with? Her Crazy Arts. Her Crazy Arts was the only thing that she could color that book with. That's how insane. She tried every brand on the market to color in that book. I've seen very few pictures from that book because that book is very hard to get, number one. Number two, that book really wasn't meant to be a coloring book. It was really more to be an art print book, but people decided to color in it. People have told me that book is a horror to color because it's so hard to find a pencil that works in that book because the paper is so unusual. I had one person tell me they had to color that page in Crayolas because Crayolas were the only thing that worked. Yeah, actually Crayolas the only thing that worked. So, guys, this is where we're going to end the stream because we're going almost at 2 hours now. I didn't think I would be doing a 2-hour stream. So we did finish the what we call the Tom Reese picture, which I really like this picture. We finished the picture in Tom Reese. What we finished coloring that in Tom Reese. And then we did some Kirby pictures. You guys have been pestering me for a Kirby picture for a long time. So, did a Kirby picture. Find that if I put a little sticky on it, then it won't be as bad. So, that's what we colored. Okay, we colored something from Joan Reese. I always like to color different things to see what I can do. I have all kinds of little papers here. You guys can probably tell I have some little papers here. I have like a Copic square paper if I need to do stuff on it. Then I have Bristol paper. Don't know what I'm going to do with this paper yet. Then I have a marker, which is the smooth surface. I have the super brush tips for my Copics if I need them. So I keep supplies where I can easily find them. I even have the Calligraphy ink if you need to go in and use my ink pens. Like this is another pretty pen. I found out that it's pretty easy to clean these. So if you need to go in smooth and I need to do something with the ink pens, I can do that, but you have to be careful how much ink you use on the ink pens if you lose the ink. So everybody have a good evening, and hopefully the next time I come on, we'll be doing more of the World of the Worlds or something from Fairy Miracles or Slavic Beauties if it comes down to it. So everyone have a good weekend and be good. I'm not coming on tomorrow. So everyone have a good day. Bye, everybody. I don't know who's streaming next. Michelle, are you streaming next? So if I'm not streaming, go to Michelle's if she's streaming, or whoever else is having a stream. Bye, everybody.